Yahoo! Let's see if I can push this a little bit further back. Damn it! Why does that always happen? Alright, let us begin. Hello, the chat is ready to display images. That is incredible information. Hello everyone, welcome back to... This is pissing me off, hold on. Hello. Konbanwa. 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 Yohanan Yannai desu. 今日の配信、今夜の配信よろしくお願いします。Yay, I'm back. Alright, a lot of you might have been wondering, Yannai, did you find your ID? The answer to that question was yes. Thank God, I did. I did. Yesterday, I went to the liquor store, walked in, said, hey, I think I left my ID here. Bro was like, what's your name? I was like, it's Yannai. Where are you from? Yannai land? It's $15. Do you have $15? I'm like, no. And he's like, it's fine. I'm fucking with you. I'm like, bro. And then he gave me my ID. Turned out I did leave it in the fucking liquor store. Can't believe that shit. That shit could have been avoided if I just, you know, didn't, like, if I just fucking paid attention and realized that, you know, hey, something's not there. I should have checked my wallet. I can't believe I walked out without my fucking ID. Because of that, I wasn't able to go to the club. So, my body this week is low on alcohol. I should have had another whole day of drinking. I didn't end up doing that. As per my original thing. ID は見つけたよ。見つけたよ。よかった。見つけてよかったな。何も新しい僕の命に、ないだろう。実は今日、運動しなかった。運動しなかった。僕のトレーナーで、僕のトレーナーで、一心のアポイントメントがあったので、今日のアポイント、what is appointment? アポイントメント日本語って、どういう意味？予定はキャンセルした。僕の運動予定キャンセルした。トレーナーは今日、一心 Wait, is Dr. not 一心? Oh, 医者 I was close. 医者の予定があったので、僕の運動予定をキャンセルした。土曜日に運動する。土曜日、木曜日、すみません、木曜日に運動する。木曜日に絶対運動します。じゃあ、今日の配信ってさ、声優になりましょう。昨日、TikTok とか Instagram で、このアプリを見つけた。このアプリについて調べた。について知った。 そのアプリは、このアプリは The Choicer Voicer 英語でSo the Choicer Voicer, I found this app on Instagram, from an Instagram reel where you can try your hand at voicing over anime scenes, and I'm like, this sounds like so much fun. I'm gonna do that for stream tomorrow, and that's what we're gonna be doing today. So we're going to do some voice overing. I don't know how long we're gonna do this for. I do want to go to bed in like an hour, so maybe like an hour long. Not too much of a stream, but hopefully we can get some nice clips and everything. I have it downloaded. It was $5, so it wasn't cheap, but well, it wasn't expensive, but you know, I have zero money. I'm waiting for my paycheck that's gonna come in tomorrow, and I'm really excited about that. I'm very excited for my paycheck. I've been waiting 2 weeks for this shit. I'm not sure if I'm honestly not sure if I'm gonna get commissions this week. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Hopefully do. Maybe not. I don't know. I didn't get commissions last week, which is interesting. But we'll see. I made a couple sales yesterday, made one sale this day. Hopefully tomorrow's a bit better. Today at work was a little bit iffy because it went by quickly and I had to do a lot more service stuff because my coworkers were not really incapacitated, but they were also like handling a lot of service stuff, and I'm gonna have to do some service stuff tomorrow, so that's gonna be fun. But I'll try to block out some time to do sales. Anywho, yes, so today we're gonna be becoming a voice actor. We are going to becoming a voice actor, and I have a few scenes from JJK that I want to try dubbing over. I don't have, here's the thing, I don't have, let me move over to the game screen first. I don't have a thing for it. Let me try. This. Okay. Alright, so this is what it looks like. It's kind of small, so let me see if I make it bigger. Okay. Okay, it works perfectly actually. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to try to play sound from it now. It's really loud. It's like super loud, but we should be good. Okay, so it's playing this annoying music. Should I move over here? Yeah, I'll move over here. But this is what we're gonna do. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started and see how it goes first. Okay, my name is Shay, and I'm this show's default host. However, you'll be able to swap me out with your own judges too. It looks like this might be your first time. Feel free to ask me any questions. What are you interested in? Let's figure out how to play. Of course, allow me to explain. In the Choicer Voicer, you play sessions where each round is a voice clip. The goal is to replicate the voice clips to the best of your ability. Volume, pitch, and timing are all important factors in how you earn points from a panel of 5 judges. The number of rounds can be as long or as short as you want, however. To win a session, you must finish with a performance average of 60% or higher. 67. Alright, scoring issues. So I'll be honest with you, this game's scoring algorithm is lacking. Our scoring algorithm isn't some advanced AI analyzing your performance or anything. It's just a bit of wonky math. The important takeaway, it's just waveform matching. The waveform images should overlap. The algorithm doesn't know what you're saying or how you're saying it. It just wants waveforms to line up. And yes, I'm giving you inside information, but I think it's necessary considering its current state. What are you interested in? How to customize? Okay. Take a look. The current features are chatter, host, judges, menu, player, studio, and voice. Every content pack belongs in one of these pack folders. You might see a tutorial pack in Pack's voice right now. When you add a new content packs, make sure to drop or merge it with the correct pack folder or it also won't work. You can also create a new pack template. Okay. Addition to mod pack guides. Yeah. Okay. Do the game. Alright, so now we're in the game. Step on the... Okay, let's try the... Let's just try the basic one first. Alright, let's try this. Let's try this. Welcome to the voice changer. Your host for today's game. The best voicer in the land, player. And in this corner, we have a wonderful panel of judges. I'm excited to see how this all pans out. For any viewers at home, the goal is for this especially. Now there's the first round. Alright, let's listen.
This is the beginner voice pack.
This is the beginner voice pack. This is the beginner voice pack. I like it. Alright, let's see how we get. Oh, they weren't impressed. Oh shit. 20%. Okay, shit. All right, let's try this. Let's try this one.
Thanks and have fun.
Thanks and have fun. Thanks and have fun. Damn, it's peaking. Come on. I have to go all out.
Match the waveform to the best of your ability.
Match the waveform to the best of your ability. Match the waveform to the best of your ability. Bro, are you kidding me? This shit's hard. I don't think I want to play. I don't think I want to play this one. I think I just want to do my own thing. Okay. Let me change the volume. Customize player. Okay, let me try to figure this out in here. So player. So do I just put in my like own thing? I'll put in my model. Alright, so it turns out I should have done a little bit of a background thing here, but let me just read through this stuff real quick. Damn, I thought it like would have come with it, but you have to actually make it. Where? Huh? Where did we get? Okay. I'm not sure. I don't get it. This doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, I think this is gonna have a little bit. Alright, so we're going to not do this today. I am so sorry. I was under the impression that it came with these clips, but apparently they don't. I have to get them myself. So, woohoo! We're not doing that today. We might do that on the weekend or another stream. In the meantime, let's see if there's any other games that we can play or do or whatnot. Yeah, I thought there would have been more things to do in this one, but I guess I was wrong. Pretty unfortunate. Yeah, I was so excited for this too. Like, dude, that's really, yeah, it's really sad. I was really excited to do that voiceover dubbing thing because I thought that there would have been JJK clips already loaded, but I was wrong. I was incorrect. I don't want to just end stream just because. We play some Valorant. I would play Valorant, but it's gonna be like, it's gonna be bad. And then I could open FL Studio, but I haven't prepared for that. I don't know. Let's just do some reactions. I think we're just gonna do some reactions. I think that's best. I think that's the best thing for now, is to do some reactions. Alright. Original. Land failed. We reactin'. Alright, so we're changing the name. And then we'll go ahead and do some reactions today. I have some videos saved that I want to react to. So we're gonna go ahead and do some of that. This mercy collaboration. No, we're not doing this. Playlists, watch later. And then find it. I'm not reacting to that. I'm not reacting to anything scary, by the way, guys. I swear I had one here. Okay, we're gonna react to some medieval madness videos. Because I haven't I haven't watched any of the new ones where he's like using his actual face, because for the most of his videos he did not use his actual face, but he's actually using his face now in some of these videos, which is crazy to think about. But that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna go ahead and move here. Oh shit. And then make sure that my edge is working. Properties. Okay. Bam. Alrighty. It's a little stretched. A little stretched. Let me see if I can just get back. Yeah, I don't think there's anything doxing info. Yeah, we're good. No, no worries. Okay. We're gonna watch this video. Um Medieval art. Why is medieval art so weird? I don't know. Why is it weird? Well, let's find out.
Squaring up against giant snails, two phallus trees, and women with questionable anatomy, medieval paintings, manuscripts, and churches reveal a world where the bizarre wasn't an exception, it was practically a design principle.
Okay, hold on. Let me make sure that because it's kind of like echoing.
It's no wonder we find it so unexpectedly entertaining. So let's travel back to the Middle Ages and take a look at some of the grotesque beasts, macabre scenes, and babies who look like they should be middle-aged accountants. Now, before we get into today's video, I have a simple question for you.
He's giving
brother, why? Let's imagine you're a 15th century monk freezing your butt.
He's giving the guy from what's it called? He's giving the guy from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Off in a scriptorium copying sacred texts. But boredom gets the better of you and your mind starts to wander. Suddenly, on the page in front of you is some absolutely ridiculous little creature that you've just drawn. Oh no, it's the abbot. He's just walked in and he wants answers about the monstrosity that you've just created. Well, dear viewer, this is exactly the premise of the fantastic card game Brother Why. It's a chaotic medieval party game which uses real, insane medieval marginalia printed on cards with high texture and print quality. Each player gets a silly little guy card and a very serious quote card and has to justify why they've drawn such a ridiculous monstrosity next to such an important passage. Hivemind Games have just released the 1.5 edition of Brother Why, which includes new rules for smoother and more accessible gameplay. I have had so much fun playing this game.
Alright, let's skip to the actual
The Illusion of Time.
Oh, the production quality is high now.
What is going on with all of these creepy medieval babies, you might ask? Well, it's worth remembering that many of these strange and downright unsettling baby figures in medieval art were never meant to represent ordinary children at all. In most cases, they depict the infant Jesus, and according to the theology of the time, Christ entered the world already perfect and unchanging. He didn't grow into divinity, he came with it fully intact. This belief created a real artistic challenge. Medieval painters had limited visual conventions for depicting infancy and even fewer ways to show a divine child who was both human and eternal. The result is now the famous oddness of tiny bodies paired with mature, solemn, almost world-weary faces. One popular explanation is that artists essentially attached adult features to childlike forms, or portrayed Jesus as a mini-adult whose wisdom and authority were present from birth. To modern eyes, these images can look bizarre or straight up unsettling. But within their own context, they reflect the theological priorities and artistic limitations of the era. Medieval artists weren't trying to paint realistic babies, they were trying to express profound ideas about divinity, incarnation, and...
They could have at least given my boy a hairline. What the fuck? Dude. A baby having a receding hair, a further back hairline than most unks is insane. I understand that they want to like depict the Lord like this, but man, like you could have at least given him like a better hairline, like a solid hairline or something, man. Like, why is he so fucking? His hairline goes back like 2,000 years even before he was born. Oh my god, that is insane. That is insane. Why would he do that, bro? How would they do that, bro? Oh my gosh.
Perfection. Man-slaying mollusks. One of the richest sources of strangeness in medieval art is marginalia, those creatures, jokes, and mini-scenes that are tucked into the edges of manuscripts. These weren't accidents. Buyers often requested them in their commissions, which means someone somewhere paid good money to have a man playing the bagpipes with his bottom. The result is a wonderfully chaotic blend of the sacred and the ridiculous coexisting on the same page. Snails were a surprisingly popular motif in medieval marginalia and were often shown having epic battles with knights. Page after page across Europe show fully armoured warriors bracing themselves against snails the size of small ponies, as if this were a perfectly normal hazard of chivalric life. But why exactly were medieval artists so invested in this gastropod versus knight drama? Historians have floated a whole menu of theories. Some argue that the snails symbolized the Lombards, whom the French considered cowardly, or that they represented the male struggle with female temptation. Others see it as a symbol of resurrection thanks to the snail's habit of retreating into its shell and emerging again. Another theory suggests it was a jab at social climbers, slow, sneaky, and always inching upward. And then of course there's the simplest explanation of all, that medieval illuminators had a sense of humour and enjoyed slipping in an inside joke whenever the abbot wasn't looking.
I think that's
the
funny.
motif appears
I like
so
that
frequently that its meaning is almost certainly obvious to the medievals. Whatever the reason, the knight versus snail saga remains one of medieval art's most charming mysteries, a reminder that even in an age of saints, kings and solemn theology, someone...
Why does he look like that, bro? He's like, whoop. Oh my god. Why does he look like that, man?
In the scriptorium was having a very good time. Homicidal bunnies.
Oh, I saw this one too.
Today we tend to associate rabbits with cuteness, fluff, and, well, the occasional chocolate egg. But in medieval marginalia, those soft little bunnies transform into something far more alarming. Across manuscripts from all over Europe, scribes gleefully portrayed rabbits as violent beasts who torment humans with unsettling enthusiasm. Forget cute and cuddly, in medieval art, rabbits are fucking terrifying. These bloodthirsty little pests hunt knights, wield weapons, and cause general mayhem. The Smithfield Decretals, a huge collection of 14th century manuscripts, depicts one rabbit holding a man in a headlock, whilst a similarly violent bunny waves a mace at his head. In other marginalia, they chase humans, swing axes and swords, and execute them with chilling efficiency. It's as if the scribes collectively decided that the natural predator of medieval Europe was not the wolf, but the bunny. And the rabbit appears to be enjoying it tremendously, firing arrows and lances, some of them even riding on snails. But just why are these bunnies homicidal? Well, historians have put forward several theories. Some see the killer rabbit as a satire of...
I love like when the medieval art, they draw like animals doing furry shit. You know, like it's insane to see how long ago furry like shit was. Like we have a fucking dog king, a dog throwing a bow, a dog climbing the ladder to kill the rabbits with a shield, and the rabbit over here is throwing a rock. Like, and then this motherfucker dog, he got like a 20-foot long spear while the king dog is just chilling. Like that shit is so fucking funny. Like we had medieval furries, bro, like genuine medieval furries. Like who would have thought? I bet y'all didn't know that, but there was genuine furries in the Middle Ages. And low-key, I fuck with it. Like, hey, if I was in the Middle Ages, I would have been a furry too. I mean, shit, I can't even lie. Okay, let's continue.
Chivalry, a way for artists to poke fun at the knightly class. Others think it reflects anxieties about the natural world turning upside down. And of course, again, there is the simple explanation that medieval illuminators just had a pretty good sense of humour and used the margins to express it. If you've got it, flaunt it. The Sheila Nagij is a carving of a naked woman displaying an exaggerated vulva. They appear as architectural grotesques across several European countries, on cathedrals, castles, parish churches, and a surprising range of other buildings. They can be found in Britain, France and Spain, but Ireland has the largest number of surviving examples, with 124 carvings. In some locations they appear alongside male forms or other symbolic figures. Although their exact purpose remains debated, scholars have proposed a range of interpretations. Fertility symbolism, apotropaic protection, the kind that wards off evil, moral warning, or even satirical commentary. Whatever their original meaning, Sheila na gigs remain some of the most distinctive and enigmatic images in medieval stonework. Bottoms up. When Jules Michelet visited Bourges Cathedral in France in 1835, he noticed that there were small, obscene images everywhere. He named them grotesques, but it was the, quote, bulbous bottom, its breeches pulled down to hang below its round cheeks, that really grabbed his attention. It's what the British art down to hang below
I gotta
its
learn how to
round
read
cheeks.
this. Bulbous bottom, its breeches pulled down to hang below its round cheeks. Bulbous bottom, its breeches pulled down to hang below its round cheeks. Bulbous bottom, its breeches pulled down to hang below its round cheeks. What does that even mean, bro? What is a breeches? I'm gonna start using.
Really grabbed his attention. It's what the British art historian Michael Camille refers to as, quote, the very essence of arseness. At the church of Saint Pierre in Saumur in western France, a figure of a man has been carved beneath a choir stall. The figure's nose is pinned to the underneath of the seat so that it looks as though he is literally sniffing the posterior of the sitter. And the gargoyles that project out from the side of Gothic buildings to prevent rainwater from running down the masonry often also have their butts facing out into the street, the water running down between their cheeks. The Gorlaston Psalter, dating from the beginning of the 14th century, has an illustration of a graceful, majestic unicorn. That symbol of purity, though, is shattered when we realize that the creature is farting. I mean, he's blowing flowers out of his arse, but he is farting. There are countless other examples of the medieval obsession with bottoms. The Maastricht Book of Hours has a monkey-like animal with a pipe up another's backside. A monk can be seen playing music from his butt in the 13th century French encyclopedia, The Greater Mirror. And in a Book of Hours, possibly Flemish, two young men are shown producing feces in a bowl, which is then carried to a lady who proceeds to worship them at what later scholars have dubbed the altar of the anus. It's hard to imagine why anyone would choose to depict such a scene, but it's pretty hilarious when you consider that it appears in a book of holy devotion. But medieval attitudes towards bodily functions were very different from ours. Feces was not regarded with the same disgust or danger we associate with it today. The connection between excrement and disease was unknown, and while waste was certainly unpleasant, it was also an unavoidable part of daily life. Sewage flowed openly through many medieval towns and villages, making bodily byproducts a routine feature of the landscape rather than a taboo subject. And of course, just as they are today, bottoms and farting are an endless source of jokes.
Sure.
Strange fruit. In the 14th century copy of Roman de la Rose, we can find nuns casually picking penises from a tree as if they were grapes from a vine. Having filled up her basket with the rather large phalluses, now shrunken after being picked, we are given no indication of what she intends to do with her harvest, as it also becomes clear that the illustration has nothing whatsoever to do with the writing. And of course, there is a drawing of a nun having intercourse with a man on the same page. Surprisingly, it's thought that these illustrations may have been created by a woman named Jeanne de Montbaston, whilst her husband wrote the text. The Roman de la Rose also contains several scenes that depict sexual acts and images of men prominently displaying their... how do I say this politely? Raging boners. These sorts of images appear more often in medieval manuscripts than we would expect. One gigantic penis can be found in margins of the Decretum, a 12th century legal textbook. The extra large willy, which appears to be flying, is being ridden by a naked woman. Smiling, the penis monster appears to be pretty pleased with himself. It's worth mentioning that the prevalence of sexual imagery in medieval art is not necessarily caused by the repression of the church. Many of these seemingly sensational illustrations were actually found in religious manuscripts, where they served as moral lessons rather than celebrations of sexual naughtiness. Now, medieval artists weren't trying to glorify or promote naughty behavior, they were trying to illustrate the dangers of it. In the visual language of the Middle Ages, shock, humor, and exaggeration were powerful teaching tools.
Makes sense.
Masters of the weird. When it comes to art, the king of medieval weirdness is of course the Dutch artist Hieronymus Bosch. In his large triptych, The Garden of Earthly Delights, he painted monsters, hybrid creatures, and humans caught up in scenes that feel pulled from dreams, or should I say, nightmares. Each of the 3 panels, which represent heaven, hell, and somewhere in between, are jam-packed with allegories delivered through little snippets of weirdness, whimsy, and macabre humor. Among the most striking figures in this triptych is the so-called butterfly monster. A creature with the face of a fish whose wings sprout from its head as it drives a massive sword into a captive human. Elsewhere, a pack of green and grey beasts devour a fallen knight. The garden also features a duck feeding a man, and humans riding a unicorn cat, a creature that looks, well, kind of like my sleep paralysis demon. Oh my god. Elsewhere, a huge egg is filled with naked people, as is an enormous lobster shell. A monster with the head of a young bird eats a man whole, whilst tiny blackbirds fly out of his bum. Bosch's surreal world is one where the marvelous and the grotesque coexist, where symbolism hides behind absurdity, and where every strange figure invites interpretation. The real meaning behind Bosch's paintings may simply never be known, as there are no written records explaining his methods. Although his paintings do remind us that the medieval imagination was anything but restrained. Today, medieval illustrations have become popular on social media, where their wonderfully unhinged illustrations fit in with our modern love of the absurd. These bizarre scenes resonate with us because they reveal something delightfully familiar. People centuries ago shared our appreciation for the weird, but more importantly, they had a sense of humor. In a sense, medieval marginalia were the original dank memes, only drawn with quill and ink rather than pixels. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Medieval Madness. Please let us know down in the comments which was your favorite bit of medieval art.
I kind of knew that already, so there wasn't a whole lot of stuff that I could like really react to. I'm also kind of tired. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm kind of tired. Yeah, I mean, especially since that whole dubbing thing couldn't work out today, I think I'm gonna end it here. It's only been like a half an hour. Sorry, everyone. I thought that I was gonna be able to do something more, but I am insanely tired. I am really tired. I want to go to bed. Not sure what we're gonna be doing tomorrow. Maybe we'll do the dubbing thing. Maybe we'll just play some games. I don't know. We'll find out. But I will see everyone tomorrow, and I will sleep. And you guys have a great night. Bye bye.